So let's take an example of an actual interview question of what's your most innovative idea? And the traditional way to answer it would be using the STAR method. So let's take an example here. While working as a solutions architect at company Y, I led a turnkey solution delivered as a software as a service to our healthcare providers' customers. This consisted of 6 modules, one of these being an analytics package to help them understand website performance. This module was periodically crashing some web pages due to a faulty script inserted at the top of each page to measure analytics, so most of our customers have disabled this module. Then I came up with a patent pending idea to develop an algorithm to decide where it's best to inject the script on any web page in order to both accurately bring in statistics such as page loading times or number of visits, but even more interestingly to have guaranteed minimum impact on the page load. All clients have now re-enabled the script and I got promoted. Right, so this is a classic STAR example. Nothing wrong with this except that it's maybe not too exciting the way it's communicated, but it is communicated in a coherent way, at least in my opinion. Now, how can we improve this answer? Instead of the task, we'd replace the task with actually the obstacle. It would go something like this. While working as a senior solutions architect at company Y, I led a turnkey solution delivered as a software as a service to our healthcare provider customers. The challenge was that our customers had lost trust in one of our modules in charge with analytics of their websites. Specifically, we were using some script injection technique to measure performance, and this had crashed some of our web pages. And the result would be basically the same. But notice here, in the way that I change the task from just saying that this consisted of 6 modules, one of these being an analytics package to help them understand the website performance, and this was periodically crashing, into the challenge was that our customers had lost trust in one of our modules in charge with the analytics on their websites. Right, so it sounds slightly better, and I believe this is an interesting hack if you believe that this will add value to your answer. So again, it's a candidate-specific thing. If you consider this as a good idea, use it. Now, the second way you could improve this is through the ISOAR method. So notice here I added. I will add the introduction if you want. So before presenting the situation, I'll go with something like this. Throughout my career, I did my best to raise the bar when it comes to the quality of the solutions that I provided. And then the situation would be about working as a senior solutions architect at company Y, I led a turnkey solution delivered as a software as a service. Right? So notice by adding this extra introduction, this could be a useful idea in your case. Again, if you believe that it's worthwhile for your communication style, and for example, if your answers are too concise, then yes, definitely consider using this as well, because so long as you're 2.5 minutes at least, you should be good to go, and you could consider taking in more information into your answers. So the ISOR with this straightforward extra step. Let's move on to, now it's the ISOARL method. So notice the L, that is the learnings. So the result was that all clients have now re-enabled the script and I got promoted, and the learning was this success has served as a great learning and we actually continued optimizing the system. Right, so it could be as simple as this. You could of course come up with more innovative learnings if you want, but the idea is that to use learnings in pretty much any answer, besides the traditional ones, the traditional scenarios where you necessarily have to use your learnings, that is in the failure stories where, in my opinion, results are actually your learnings, right? So this was the ISOARL method. Next one, it's actually called the DIGS method, and it goes something like this. I was working as a senior solutions architect at XYZ, and things were not heading in the right direction with one of our core components responsible for analytics delivered to our customers in the healthcare industry. To be more specific, some of these pages were actually crashing due to a faulty script injected at the top of our pages. A majority of our customers disabled this component, which means less revenue and a reputational challenge. Management was not happy. Now, alternatives were scarce. Discontinuing the component altogether, which means a lost revenue stream for a startup, or finding credible alternatives, which there was really nothing on the market that we could simply purchase. So I had to bring in my A game and I had to do it fast. First, I called on a meeting with my team, actually a couple of meetings, to help brainstorming for solutions to this problem. And after a bit of trial and error, me and a colleague had come up with a patent-pending algorithm to determine the best possible spot to inject the script on the web page, not only without crashing it, but also to ensure it has minimum impact when the page loads. This was a huge success and was rolled out quickly to all of our customers, which had now re-enabled the module, and with some further explanations were reassured this is a stable solution. So notice how the digs method is somewhat different from the others. I intentionally rephrase the whole thing simply to highlight that this method is all about communication style in your interview. And actually this was, I link in the video description who did this because I cannot remember his name, but the idea that he is an I believe Google and Facebook recruiter for PM roles. If I'd have to give my 2 cents here, I certainly believe, that this digs method sounds considerably better than the others, but I would also want to highlight here that it's, in my opinion, not for everyone, because in my opinion, and actually not only in my opinion, but a behavioral interview is supposed to give unbiased information to your interviewer so that they could eventually rank or score your performance and actually score you using behaviorally anchored scales. So if this is a communication style that would bring value to what you're saying, then yes, definitely use it. But from experience, you have to be quite good at communicating these ideas, to be comfortable communicating in such a way that you dramatize, but probably even over dramatize the situation, and speak into such an engaging way in a job interview. So all in all, I give you here a couple of 4 or 5 methods that you could use to immediately improve your star answers and story for your upcoming job interview. Hopefully you found this useful, and thank you very much for watching.